Hey, what's up, you guys? WWE Fan 0599 here again, and today we're going to review Star Trek Beyond. So, Star Trek Beyond stars Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, Zoe Saldana, Carl Urban, Simon Pegg, John Cho, Anton Yelchin, Idris Elba, and Sophia Boutella. And what this film is about, it's about when, of course, James T. Kirk, Captain James T. Kirk, and the Enterprise go into uncharted space, and they encounter this menacing foe who's played by Idris Elba, and now the crew is all separated, and they need to find each other and try to find out what this foe wants. So, what did I think of Star Trek Beyond? You know, I really enjoyed the first two movies. I really enjoyed the first movie. It was a really fun, enjoyable, fun space movie. And then the second one was even better. I thought that was a much better movie, honestly. I really thought that was a great movie. Now, what do I think of Star Trek Beyond? I think this is the best one in the trilogy, to be honest. I love this movie. This movie was such a great film. I loved Star Trek Beyond. This is honestly, to me, one of the best movies of the year. This movie was just awesome. I loved it. So, let's get into my positives. And my positives are the acting with the film. I thought everyone was really great in this movie. Everybody did a fantastic job in this film. Chris Pine was great as, Captain James T. Kirk. I really loved him in the movie. He did such a great job in this film. I really enjoyed Chris Pine in this movie. He was just great. I loved him in the film. Same with Zachary Quinto. Zachary Quinto as Spock was still great. Still really enjoyed him as well. I really enjoyed him in the film, especially the stuff he does with Bones in the movie. Really enjoyed him. Zoe Saldana was really good as well. She did a good job in the film. Carl Urban, this is the best I've seen Bones in the trilogy, to be honest. Carl Urban was just great. He really was. Just really enjoyable, really funny. Simon Pegg was great as well. I really enjoyed him. Simon Pegg did a great job. John Cho was great. I really enjoyed him as well. Anton Yelchin was really great as well. And he had a much bigger role than I expected because, if you've seen the first two movies, he's there to help with the ship and stuff. But really in this movie, he actually has a much bigger role than I expected him to. So that's great as well. Idris Elba was great as the villain. He really was. I thought he did such a great job in this movie. Man, Idris Elba's just been everywhere now. Like this past year, he was in Zootopia, The Jungle Book, Finding Dory, now this movie. So, good year for Idris Elba. Good for him because he's a great actor. So, and I thought he was great in this movie. Sophia Boutella, who was in Kingsman last year, as we like to call her, the knife leg lady. She's in this movie as well, and I thought she did a great job. She was really enjoyable. I really liked her character. So yeah, Sophia Boutella, she was great. I really enjoyed her as well. The action's great. I love the action with this movie. The movie's directed by Justin Lin, who, if you don't know, did a lot of the four out of the 7 Fast and Furious movies. He did 3, 4, 5, and 6, and the action was just great, so I really like the action with the film. I don't get how some people are saying that this is just Fast and Furious in space. I never felt that, honestly. Okay, maybe there's one action scene that feels a little bit like it, but that's about it. Everything else still felt like a Star Trek movie. Like, the action still felt like a Star Trek film. Still had some great space battles. Really love the space battles with the movie. Just great action, honestly. This might be the best action of the trilogy, honestly. I love the action with the film. Same goes with, the interactions with all the characters. I love how, it just doesn't focus on the friendship between Spock and, James T. Kirk. Actually, it focuses on a lot of relationships in this movie, which I really like. You get to see Captain James T. Kirk with Chekhov, and they have great chemistry with each other. You see Spock with Bones, and they have great chemistry with each other. So, with all these characters being all over the place, separated, it gives for some great character moments between characters that really, aren't on screen with each other all that much. So, that's great. I really love that with the movie. Same goes with the makeup. The makeup was great, honestly, for this film. Really, really some great makeup. Really, I love how they made Sophia Boutella look, like she did in the movie. Same goes with Idris Elba. Just I really like the makeup with the movie. The makeup was great with this film. I thought Idris Elba's villain was great in the third act of the movie. I thought when we fully found out what his plan was, that's when I thought he was a great villain. We'll get more into that when I get into the negatives, but I thought Idris Elba was great as the villain. Thought his villain was great, at least in the third act. The writing was great with the movie. Simon Pegg actually helped with the writing with the film, and it definitely helped, at least. It definitely helped. Simon Pegg did a great job writing the film, along with somebody else. Just the writing was absolutely great. I love the writing with the film. Same goes with the directing. The directing's great with the movie as well. It's directed by Justin Lin, like I said, who did 3, 4, and 5, and 6 of the Fast and Furious movies, and he did a great job directing the film. I thought he really did. J.J. Abrams directed the first 2 films. I thought he did a great job of stepping in and taking the director's chair, and he did a great job. I think Justin Lin did a great job directing this movie. The visuals were great. I thought the movie looked absolutely beautiful with its visuals. I really loved the visuals with the film. Some great visuals in my opinion. The pacing was really good. This movie, I don't get how people are saying that this movie has slow moments. This movie flew by for me. It moved at such a natural pace. It just flew by. I really liked that with the movie. It had a great natural pace to it. I love that. Now, the only problem I do have with Star Trek Beyond is that Idris Elba's villain isn't that great for the first 2 acts. I thought he was pretty weak for the first 2 acts of the film. It's not until the third act when you finally know his motivation and when it's fully executed, and that's why I thought he was a great villain. But the first 2 acts, it just felt like he was just a boring, generic villain, and he just wasn't all that great. But besides that, Star Trek Beyond was a great movie. Like I said, this is honestly my favorite of the trilogy, of the recent trilogy, and it's definitely one of my favorite movies of the year. So, time for my official grade on Star Trek Beyond. And my official grade on Star Trek Beyond is an A. Great movie. I love Star Trek Beyond. It's such an absolutely fantastic film. I love Star Trek Beyond. Definitely my favorite of the trilogy, and one of the best films of the year in general. Now, real quick, I just want to say, rest in peace, Anton Yelchin. You're going to be missed, buddy. Live long and prosper in heaven, my friend. So, yeah. So, what did you guys think of Star Trek Beyond? Leave in the comment section below. I'm WWE Fan 599, and we will see you all later. Peace.